So you want to know about Boilermakers? Maybe you've seen them around working on some massive project, or perhaps you're just curious about this age-old trade. Good choice. It's a profession with a rich history and a vital role in modern industry. These aren't your average handymen, they are highly skilled craftspeople. They're skilled artisans working with steel plates thicker than your arm, often dealing with materials that require specialized knowledge and techniques, and pipes you could crawl through. These aren't your everyday plumbing pipes, we're talking about massive conduits that carry steam, chemicals, and other essential materials. Boilermakers cut, shape, assemble, and weld massive metal pieces using a variety of tools and techniques to ensure precision and structural integrity, to create the guts of power stations, the very heart of our energy infrastructure. Tanks at refineries where crude oil is processed into the fuels and chemicals we rely on. Intricate factory piping that transports everything from water to hazardous chemicals, all while maintaining safety and efficiency, and even parts of ships and bridges. Their expertise extends to a wide range of construction and manufacturing projects. The name comes from the old days of steam, when these skilled workers were responsible for building and maintaining the boilers that powered the Industrial Revolution. But now their skills are needed for any big metal fabrication project, far beyond just steam boilers. Pressure vessels designed to withstand immense internal pressures. Heat exchangers, critical components in many industrial processes, transferring heat efficiently between different fluids, and more. The scope of their work is incredibly diverse, touching nearly every aspect of modern industry. It's a job that demands brains, requiring a deep understanding of engineering principles and technical drawings. Brawn, because you'll be handling heavy materials and working in physically demanding conditions, and a steady hand. Precision is key in this trade, as even small errors can have significant consequences. You'll find them in noisy workshops where the sounds of machinery and metalworking fill the air. On sun-baked construction sites, often working long hours under challenging conditions, or high up on scaffolding where safety is paramount, and a head for heights is essential. It's tough, requiring physical stamina and mental resilience. Dirty, you're going to get your hands dirty, covered in grease, grime, and weld spatter. And sometimes dangerous work, demanding strict adherence to safety protocols and a constant awareness of your surroundings, but it's always respected. Boilermakers are known for their strong work ethic and dedication to their craft. Boilermakers transform flat steel, the raw material of modern industry, into vital structures, the backbone of our modern world, that keep the lights on and the economy running. They are essential to our way of life. They read complex blueprints, deciphering intricate designs and specifications, plan every cut, minimizing waste and ensuring accuracy, and use massive machinery to bend and roll steel, shaping it into the required forms. With torches and welders, tools of their trade, they fuse metal with precision, creating strong and durable bonds. Fitting and aligning huge sections is part of the job, requiring teamwork and careful coordination, as is maintenance and repair, ensuring the continued safe and efficient operation of critical infrastructure. Every day is a symphony of skill, a blend of technical knowledge and practical expertise. Fire, the intense heat of welding and cutting torches, and brute force. Sometimes there's no substitute for good old-fashioned muscle power. It's not glamorous, you won't see Boilermakers on magazine covers, but it's essential. Our modern world simply couldn't function without them. Without Boilermakers, the unsung heroes of industry, the world's infrastructure would grind to a halt. Power plants would shut down, refineries would cease production, and factories would fall silent. So, let's dive into what makes this trade so vital, exploring the skills, challenges, and rewards of being a Boilermaker. Imagine, if you will, assembling a 10-ton pressure vessel. Think about the sheer scale, the weight, and the forces involved, all starting from a set of cryptic blueprints filled with symbols and specifications that would seem like a foreign language to most. Boilermakers must visualize the entire structure, not just as it appears on paper before touching a single piece of metal. They need to see it in their mind's eye, a complete functioning entity. They see every plate, understanding its specific role and how it interlocks with the others, pipe, knowing its precise diameter, material composition, and the pressures it will need to withstand, and weld in 3 dimensions, mastering techniques to ensure structural integrity and prevent leaks. They are constantly anticipating problems before they happen, identifying potential weak points and devising solutions before they even arise. Planning the sequence of assembly is crucial. It's not just about putting pieces together, there's a logic to every step. Each action must build upon the last, creating a stable and secure foundation. Safety starts in the mind. It's the first and foremost consideration in every task. They visualize not just the build, the final product, but how to do it safely, mitigating risks and protecting themselves and their colleagues. Every lift, carefully calculated and executed to avoid strain and potential accidents. Every weld, performed with precision and expertise to ensure a flawless bond. Every hazard is considered before work begins and addressed with the appropriate safety measures. A miscalculation isn't just a mistake, it's not simply an error on paper, it can be dangerous, leading to structural failure or even catastrophic accidents. This mental construction, this ability to foresee and plan, separates good Boilermakers from great ones. It's the hallmark of a true master of the trade. They translate two-dimensional drawings, often incredibly complex and detailed, into massive, functional reality, structures that stand as testaments to their skill and ingenuity. It's part architect, envisioning the overall design and structural integrity, part sculptor, shaping and molding metal into precise forms, and all about precision, ensuring that every component fits perfectly and functions as intended. Their foresight, their ability to anticipate challenges and plan accordingly, and understanding of metal, its properties and limitations, make the impossible possible, transforming abstract designs into tangible realities. That's the true genius behind the trade, the blend of intellect, skill, and dedication that defines a Boilermaker. Once the plan is clear, it's time for precision. Templates, giant stencils, are laid out on steel plates, guiding every cut and shape. Making these templates requires careful reading of blueprints and sharp geometry skills. Even a millimeter off can cause big problems later. Boilermakers measure, double-check, and use tools like steel rulers, calipers, and lasers for accuracy. For complex shapes, they use layout techniques, like origami with steel. This prep work ensures everything fits perfectly when it's time to assemble. Safety is always present, even in measuring secure plates, proper PPE, and clear communication. Precision here saves time, material, and headaches down the line. Let's talk tools. These aren't your average power drills. Boilermakers use grinders, hydraulic presses, plate rollers, and overhead cranes to shape and move metal. Each machine has its quirks and strict safety rules. Knowing a tool's limits is vital. Misuse can mean disaster. Regular checks and maintenance keep tools safe and effective. A well-maintained tool is a safe tool. Boilermakers become part mechanic, fixing and caring for their gear. Safety guards, emergency stops, and daily inspections are non-negotiable. Neglecting maintenance can lead to catastrophic failures. Tools are partners in the craft, treat them with respect. Every day starts with a gear check. In heavy metalwork, a faulty tool is a hazard. Safety and skill go hand in hand. Now for the real heat, welding and cutting. Welding fuses metal with intense heat, creating joints as strong as the original steel. Different jobs call for different welding methods. Stick, MIG, TIG, each with its own technique. A skilled Boilermaker lays down perfect weld, strong, clean, and uniform. Gas cutting uses an oxyacetylene torch to slice through steel with a jet of fire. Both welding and cutting demand precision and extreme caution. PPE is essential: welding helmets, flame-retardant overalls, gloves, and respirators. Proper ventilation and fire safety are a must. Mistakes can be explosive, so every move is calculated. It's artistry with fire. Dangerous but beautiful when done right. Boilermakers are masters of this fiery craft. So you've welded your masterpiece, but is it safe? Inspections and legal compliance are critical, especially for pressure vessels. Strict codes and standards govern every step. Inspectors check welds, dimensions, and alignment against the blueprints. For critical joints, non-destructive testing, like X-rays and ultrasonic scans, reveals hidden flaws. Every weld and inspection is documented, creating a complete safety record. This paperwork isn't just red tape. It's proof of quality and accountability. If something fails years later, these records show what went right or wrong. No shortcuts allowed. Safety and compliance are the foundation of the trade. Quality assurance protects lives and property. Inspections are the final gatekeepers. In Boilermaking, safety is never optional. How do you bend a steel plate thicker than your arm? Boilermakers use heat or brute force with specialized machines. Heating with an oxy-fuel torch softens steel for precise shaping, hot forming. Cold bending uses press brakes and plate rollers to curve steel at room temperature. Both methods require deep knowledge of metal behavior and strict safety. Overheating can ruin steel. Uneven force can cause dangerous distortions. Machines exert massive pressure. Operators must stay alert and cautious. PPE, guards, and emergency stops are essential. Every move is calculated to avoid injury. Shaping metal is impressive, but it demands respect for the power involved. It's a dance of fire and force. Done right, it's engineering magic. Now comes assembly, the transformation of individual components into something far greater. This is where the blueprint truly comes to life, where theory meets tangible reality, turning cut and shaped pieces into massive structures. It's a process that demands precision, skill, and an unwavering attention to detail. Each piece must fit perfectly. Each connection must be secure. Boilermakers use cranes and rigging to position components with pinpoint accuracy. It's a delicate dance between immense weight and exacting placement, ensuring that every element aligns perfectly within the overall design. Temporary supports and tack welds hold everything in place before final welding. These temporary measures are crucial, providing the stability needed to ensure the final welds are strong and true. Teamwork and communication are vital. One wrong move can be catastrophic. Clear communication, coordinated action, and a shared understanding of the risks are paramount to a successful and safe operation. Alignments are checked with lasers and levels, adjustments are made on the fly. The ability to adapt and improvise is essential in this dynamic environment where unforeseen challenges often arise. Patience and problem-solving are key. Every project presents its unique set of puzzles, requiring a blend of technical expertise and creative thinking to overcome. Maintenance and repair are just as important. Boilermakers fix leaks, replace damaged sections, and reinforce structures, ensuring the longevity and reliability of these critical systems. Repairs often happen in tough conditions, cramped spaces or high above the ground. These are not jobs for the faint of heart, requiring physical endurance and a cool head under pressure. Safety is the golden rule. Fall protection, ventilation, and lockout procedures are standard. There's no room for compromise when it comes to protecting the well-being of the team. Every task, from lifting to grinding, carries risks that must be managed. Thorough risk assessments, proper training, and adherence to safety protocols are non-negotiable. Vigilance and a safety-first mindset keep everyone safe. It's a culture that's cultivated from the top down, where every worker is empowered to speak up and address potential hazards. Boilermakers are the doctors of industry, keeping metal giants alive. Their expertise ensures that these essential systems continue to operate efficiently and reliably. Their work powers the world and keeps it running. From power plants to manufacturing facilities, Boilermakers are the unsung heroes who keep the wheels of industry turning. Why does this work matter? Boilermakers are the backbone of modern industry. Without them, we'd have no power plants, refineries, or chemical factories. Every switch you flip, every product you use, likely owes something to a Boilermaker. They build and maintain the infrastructure that keeps society running. The job demands strength, sharp intellect, and a respect for safety. You need math skills, blueprint reading, and problem-solving abilities. Patience and attention to detail are essential. A strong work ethic and teamwork are just as important. Boilermakers adapt, learn, and take pride in their craft. If you want a career that's challenging, essential, and hands-on, this might be for you. They're the unsung heroes who keep industry moving, and for that, they deserve our respect.